All right. So I think the Democrats at this point are bound to lose. A lot of people think Pelosi fans, really, not actually a lot of people, a little people, a few people think that Pelosi is having a good strategy and whatnot. I don't think so. Now they don't have to impeach. They could do anything that was law and order. They need to show that regardless of opinion polls, they are fighting to defend the Constitution. They're doing whatever they can do. And a calculation that, hey, people want the Constitution to be destroyed. Maybe we shouldn't step in. Maybe that's the Democratic thing. No, you just have to fight for what you believe, which theoretically should be that there's a problem right now, and theoretically it could be something besides impeachment. Except for that, according to the policy of not indicting the president by the top of the federal, you know, law enforcement branch, means you only have impeachment. What else is there? Theoretically, you could send out the sergeant of arms of the Congress to go arrest people and see how that goes. Um, that's a little messy. Um, Even with impeachment, it could be that he gets impeached and someone says, "Yeah, we're not gonna do it. We have to sign a paper. We're not gonna." If you are going to avoid trying these things, then they for sure fail. Um, the idea politically that the people that would appreciate that you were showed restraint, people, what is the set of people that would appreciate that you showed restraint in prosecuting Trump for his threefold crimes? Um, Supporters of Trump, maybe? Would that make a supporter of Trump vote for you? No. That appreciation cannot possibly ever be showed. Your own party wants like almost 70% from polls that I've seen, whatever, 65%, whatever the number, it's high like that, want to see him impeached. And if you please your own party versus not upsetting the other party as much, which generates votes politically. All right, so politically, I think it's a no brainer. Now, ethically, you should not just do what is politically expedient. You should not, impeach for political reasons. It should be for law and order reasons, which is my reasons. It just happens that the political reality is also on the side of, I think, the law and order reality. I mean, just think about it. Any of you that are going to thumb this down, you Trumpites, that, you know, if the tables were reversed, you'd be impeaching, right? I mean, come on. And it only makes sense, including if you fail. You'd be trying because you believed it was necessary and it was in your reach to try. And if you failed, whatever. It'd be like failing to repeal Obamacare. You just do it 100 times, whatever. You believe that's what we should do. And frankly, yeah, the Democrats just, I don't know, maybe they don't have any idea of what is right and wrong. And what they like is having this cool job that proved that their degree from Harvard paid off. I mean, I don't know what their problem is, but I'm not going to support them. I mean, basically, my fallback, as I said before, is that, I have my own life. I try to survive. I do believe it's related to political fortunes and whatnot, but it's not super directly related. It's, my ability to do my job. It's like if I was a plumber, my ability to actually do plumbing well is more related to how well I do than who's president. The Democrats, to me, are the lesser of two evils to a large degree. You can work with them. You can also pressure them, and they'll respond to regular political pressure instead of just totally ignore you. They try to steamroll you. Some of them are very good at it, and it's not pleasant, but it's definitely better than letting kids die in baby prisons because refugees are a problem. So that's not a huge motivation, though. And basically, I'm just one vote. I mean, I have my opinion. I love talking to all you guys and telling my opinion. But as I've been telling you for years, I don't have any misconception that, oh, I'm an influence. I got to be an influence. No, this is just I mean, ultimately, I end up with one fucking vote, just like you guys. All I'm doing here is taking part in the public conversation where I get to hear oh, really? People think what you think? I didn't know that. And you're supposed to do the same thing. And if you go, oh, you're a terrible opinion, fine. At least like, you're here to find that out. Ultimately, I get one vote. My one vote will not sway things enough that I can invest all of my happiness in, you know, get my way electorally. No, right now, I just like what empirically looks. Now, things can change. I'm not saying Biden will win the primary for the Democrats, but right now that's what it looks like. Right now it looks like Pelosi is not building a case to have impeachment come in with a gusto. It looks like she's saying, "No, we shouldn't do that. Don't think that way." That's what it looks like. She's going to change her tune and it's going to be like a Game of Thrones. We subverted your expectations by doing the most illogical thing. Maybe that's what's going to happen. Is that going to pay off? Am I going to like it? I'm just one voter. I already don't like it. I don't think if she switches around and impeaches, in 2 months, I'm not really going to like it, but I'll like it better than if she doesn't impeach at all. However, it doesn't really matter. The point is, she and I are not in sync. We are not laser light. Her wavelength and her phase is offset from mine in a disconcerting way. And she used to be progressive. She used to be like Bernie, we thought. It didn't turn out that way, but it didn't not turn out that way either. I mean, she was progressive by 1986 and 7 standards. And her mindset is just out of time with the people she ought to be representing since they're her potential voters. Has she sold out? Well, some of her sentiment is towards fundraising, and there's probably a sellout of thinking the way that the people you get money from think, and you already kind of thought that way, and it's sort of a covalent bond, a self-reinforcing mutual sharing of reinforcing ideas. But mostly, I don't think that. I think that in America's damn liberal compared to when she had her formative years. Right when I in the 80s was having my formative years, you couldn't say you were atheist without getting some serious flack. Being gay, you couldn't say you were gay in high school without getting serious flack, except for some subgroups that had just begun. So, by her standards, we're pretty freaking progressive already because of these few weird little things like, hey, maybe it's okay to be gay is a lot more accepted now than it was back when. So her sort of her reference frame is skewed probably from that. And also she's from a rich family and was never quite as progressive as we thought back when we were ecstatic to see her be the leader. And as far as her being a super genius general of politics, how long was she not the leader again? how many thousands of state seats have we lost? How many, the Democrats used to be a perpetual majority in the House. Did she bring that back? It's like, I'm sorry, I don't see success on the battlefield. Show me, it doesn't matter that you keep trying. It does matter. That's great. You keep trying. Okay, if we have nobody better I want to see some winners be our generals. How about people that win some battles against, difficult odds or something, instead of lose battles for decades. And then I'm supposed to trust her secret plan. Um, her six-dimensional chess plan suddenly is going to be something that wins. Well, what plans have you been using the last 20 years? All right, so I'm going to go, but let's see over here. Oh, hey, we do have a commenter. Oh, Tinfoil Hatter, probably the only person. Why, I don't know how you can see how many people. Hey, 314. She is fracked, man, and so is the frickin' Republic. Yeah, sold out. She's wholly owned by organized crime, Jackson. Yeah, I understand that. I understand that idea. I tend to think I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. She's from a rich family. I think she has a liberal sensibility, but it's a liberal sensibility from the 70s where, you know, it's super minimal. Like, hey, you're shooting black people, innocent black people, way less than you were in 1958. Um, so I think it's both of those things. And you have to remember, it's not like someone like Hillary sold out to the banks. Ooh, the banks gave me money, and now I like banks. No, before they gave her money, she's like, I like banks. She really does. She thinks, hey, who's the best experts in the financial industry? People that work for banks. Look at how good they're successful. And look, they're in the banking industry. They know the most. We'll hire them in the government. And that's her honest to goodness idea that you know what I mean? So people with sometimes with these wealthy connections, like she's from a rich family, Pelosi, I think Baltimore, um, you know, they honestly believe in these connections. They're not like, I got money and then believed. It's more like my great great granddaddy got involved with this and we made a lot of money that way. And so, yeah, of course I believe. And it's sort of, there's a weird like, it's not like I really believe we should run things this way, but I got paid, so I'm going to do it this other way. No, it's like I believe the way I'm getting paid before I was even born to believe, and in a certain class of people and in a certain approach. But on the other hand, I cannot figure out what the fuck she's thinking. How in the hell you think, oh, an impeachment might be bad for us? Hey, if for a year we got on the daily news on all of the networks all of the details of the impeachable crimes of Trump and everybody associated with him, that might look bad for us. It might look bad for us if we went through all of his dirty laundry. I mean, what kind of is that how the Republicans think? Hey, if I look through my enemies' dirty laundry on TV, the problem is that might make me look bad. Yeah. What the fuck? It's like it's so non. It's like the anti-Machiavellian. Like if you do these hardcore things, well, it might make me seem weak. I don't get it, but whatever. They can do whatever they want, and I'm just gonna go on with my life and try to keep my maintain my household on the pond. I will end with Tinfoil Hatter's comment. Thanks for coming in and giving a comment while it was live. I don't think she knows what she believes anymore, says Tinfoil Hatter. If she ever did. But that's just my impression. Yeah, I think both of those. She seemed more truly progressive. I think she regressed to sort of her social mean of her family and background and that kind of thing. But I think that's pretty compatible with this. I don't think she knows what she believes. I don't think she believes what she used to believe. I don't think she ever did really believe what she thought as much as she thought, right? It's just a sort of a, I want to fit in with this. I like liberal people. Yeah, liberal things. And then when the push comes to shove and she's signing checks or not, then it's this bullshit of like, oh. So I'm not sure she was ever what she seemed to be. I still tend to think, well, probably she was somewhat of, people evolve and they also regress back to their mean of where they're from. It's easy to think in the 70s, I'm super liberal, like all these working class friends that I party with. And then later on to go, you know what, I'm kind of like these bankers who all my relatives are married to. Yeah. Anyway, I don't think she's corrupt, but I do think she's somewhat incompetent. And the idea of her as a good general is like that. I'm right now I'm planning on Democrats losing. How am I going to survive? Well, because I don't survive through my political connections or who's in president, as long as there's programming work and stuff. So, I mean, I'll just focus on surviving in the actual reality of people that need me to do things for them. And I will continue to try to fight for actual justice. um, or what I think is justice. All right. Cheers. She's definitely losing steam. I mean, I don't think, I mean, I am often out of step with what's going on among the mainstream or the sub mainstream, like the mainstream, or if not that, then the sub mainstream of the Democrats, the sub mainstream of the whatever. I'm not saying I'm totally in tune and get these, but I don't think I'm the only one that sees her as a weak, not even losing momentum, tinfoil hatter, but has no momentum. Inertia at rest. Inertia at rest. Oh, but she gets all this money piped through. Yeah, she's a pipe. She's a pipe that money flows through. That doesn't mean she's moving. She's got inertia. She's staying at rest, doing nothing, because she's just a conduit for money to go to candidates that, because of a lack of strategy, probably will lose. And even if they have X% of corruption, would be better than these fucking Trumps. But whatever. They're on their own. I'm not the Democratic Party. I don't get to decide for them what political moves. So they do stupid political moves and let Trump be president again. Well, I'm just in America. Same sort of thing. I mean, I go to the same ice cream shop. It sucks. I'll do whatever I can, and it just doesn't seem much, right? Um, just doesn't seem much. All right. Cheers.